Coming up on Discover Oklahoma, planning your summer getaway, a couple of hot spots, the history of guns in Oklahoma, and a great place to get your next slice of fun.
Travel with AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Hi, and welcome to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds.
And I'm Dean O'Lawley. We're coming to you today from the Red Earth Museum in downtown Oklahoma City. This is an incredible place to come see and learn all about Native American art and culture.
And shop, incidentally, because there are a lot of things here to buy. We're going to tell you more about this wonderful location in just a bit. But first, you know, it's been a long, cold winter, and we can read your mind. We know what you're thinking right now and what you want.
It's time to plan a trip to the lake. I got to go on spring break with my two sons, Dante and Joseph, and thanks to the folks at Floyd's RV in Norman, we had an incredible place to stay. So let's go to Lake Murray State Park. Our family has been on a lot of trips around the great state of Oklahoma, but none quite like this, spending time in a new 2015 Aerolite RV.
Well, this is has a bunkhouse on the inside. It's a family unit, but it's, as you can see right here, it's about a 28 to 30 foot travel trailer, bumper pull, lightweight, so it's got aluminum frame, so you can get a little bit more length, but not the weight.
My sons and I ready to roll doing spring break on wheels, and Floyd's RV had everything covered.
Well, first of all, what we do is when a customer buys a unit from us, they will go what we call a show out. We'll take one of our certified technicians and walk them completely through it. Because we want to make sure when you hook up to it and you go to a campground, that's going to be enjoyable and as stress-free as possible.
No stress from dear old Dad, even when I let my son get behind the wheel and drive, which goes to show if a new driver can handle an RV, we all can. Floyd's thought of the little things too.
We do carry a wide variety of accessories versus just the park side of it. For if you have pets, you know, we have those bowls that you can travel down the road and water doesn't splash everywhere.
The smooth ride in this beautiful and very slick Aerolite was so comfortable, the next thing we knew, we arrived at Lake Murray.
Very simple. And there we are. And so you can tell that the space in here is doubled.
It's as comfortable as home. Gas stove, microwave, refrigerator, television, but don't forget the awning.
You just push the button here and your awning goes out without you having to even break a sweat.
My boys and I are not worried about breaking a sweat because our first stop is Lake Murray Water Sports. The folks here can get you fixed up with a variety of fun activities. Our first trip was on their Wave Runner Island Cruiser. After that, the boys jumped into a couple of kayaks. Then the need for speed kicked in on a Wave Runner. Between paddle boats, canoes, sailboats, and more, you'll find plenty to do at Lake Murray Water Sports. Now, after a trip to Lake Murray's new fishing bridge, Tucker Tower was next on our list. We stopped to see their new nature center before making our way to the top for the spectacular view. Later, what better way to end a busy day than relaxing next to a campfire? I prepared bacon and eggs in the RV the next morning, and we were off and running. Well, actually, later it was more like hiking, and eventually we swung by the golf course. Lake Murray Riding Stables is a fun destination, steady and sure, but now off-roading will speed things up just a bit. Made it back safe and sound. If you're thinking about checking out an RV, you'll want to talk to our friends at Floyd's RV in Norman.
We have another hot spot for people who love RVs or who love camping or just like a nice cabin to bunk down in.
Now, the MarVal Family Resort is actually in northeastern Oklahoma along the southern Illinois River near Gore, and the Magic Man Jeff Roberts takes us there.
Gore, Oklahoma is the trout capital of Oklahoma, and MarVal Family Camping Resort is a fisherman's paradise that the whole family can enjoy, even if nobody drowns a hook. Just listen to what all there is to see and do from MarVal Family Camping Resorts manager Melanie Darnell.
We've got cabin rentals, we've got RV rentals, we've got tent sites. We've got a group use area for anybody that wants to come down and just hang out for the day. And we've got a swimming pool, we've got an arcade, we've got an activity center, so the kids can come down and play in the activity center. For anybody that just wants to drive in for the day, we've got free fishing access. For those that want to actually play in the pool or hang out in the arcade that aren't staying here, we offer a day use pass where you can come in. Everybody over the age of 5 can get in for $5 per person. Not too bad when you've got unlimited access to everything down there.
Phew! That is something for everyone. I don't even know what to go see first. What do you say we check out one of the 3 lodges that really feels like you just came home? Now, let's check out the rest of MarVal Family Camping Resort. Wait, Melanie, you even have a drive-in?
Yes, we do, and it's a drive-in because people rent golf carts around here that they tool around in. And so on Wednesday and Saturday nights during the summer, they can drive their golf cart down, or they can walk over to the drive-in theater and just sit there and watch our G-rated movies.
Okay, we've covered all the things for those not so big a fishermen. But what about the fishing? What sets MarVal Family Camping Resort apart from just fishing the lower Illinois, Melanie?
Every 2 weeks, the state stocks our river, and it just makes the fishing even that much better.
Oh, so you think Melanie is just telling another fish story, huh?
This place is really good for trout. We normally do well. You know, we don't have a problem with our limits here, so it's pretty fun. The kids enjoy it too. Cool part about this place is there's always something to do after fishing. Kids always can do something. Weekends they watch a movie, rec. You know, when it's warmer we go swimming normally, but it's really nice out here.
Awesome place. I think it's a great place for families. I think it's one of the best places. I'm from Michigan, and this reminds me of home. And it's quiet, it's safe. You can come here, you can leave your rods on the ground. No one's going to walk up and steal them. It's got to be the safest place in the state of Oklahoma to come fishing.
Obviously, we've shown you a great place. You need to book your next family getaway right here to the trout capital of Oklahoma. Yes, MarVal, right here in eastern Oklahoma. And by the way, Dino, I did catch that one, believe it or not.
Yeah, right, Jeff. That's a fishing tale if I ever heard one. Now, to find out how to reserve your spot at MarVal's, just go to our website, travelok.com. You'll also find a list of other great places to camp or RV right here in Oklahoma.
Back here at the Red Earth Museum in downtown Oklahoma City, we are surrounded by beautiful pieces of Indian art.
And you might be surprised really at the kind of visitors who come in here on a regular basis.
Your look at what world travelers say they must see in downtown Oklahoma City is coming up.
Plus another must-see, this one for gun lovers, where to take your family and friends to soak it all in when we continue right here on Discover Oklahoma.
On the road, one never knows what lies ahead. Indubitably, almost every week, one encounters bad form from Sunday drivers.
Sheer rudeness begets the occasional fender bender.
Precisely why we have insurance from AAA.
Hear, hear.
A name drivers can trust.
Especially good ones.
Especially great ones.
Cheers!
Every night, my honey lemon die. Sit alone and talk and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. And when we say, yo! We're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, come see for yourself.
Forecast cloudy and windy today with gusts up to 40 miles per hour. The temperature dropping to 59 degrees this afternoon. Now I need to fix this. Get out of Slyometer will put 1 second. The temperature dropping from 59 degrees this afternoon.
Until there's an accident rewind button, there's the next best thing. Insurance from AAA.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you this week from the Red Earth Museum in downtown Oklahoma City, where every day people stop in from across the country and even around the world to learn more about Native American art. Discover Oklahoma's Darren Brown gives us a tour.
We're at the Red Earth Museum in downtown Oklahoma City, and we're located right next door to the historic Skirvin Hilton Hotel at the corner of Park Avenue and Broadway Avenue.
Most Oklahomans are familiar with the Red Earth Festival. It's one of the state's most visible and widely attended Native American events.
You know, the 39 tribes that call Oklahoma home, no other state can claim that. So they can't claim the rich cultural history that we have here.
But just a couple blocks away from the Cox Convention Center sits the Red Earth Gallery and Museum. A little quieter perhaps, but just as colorful.
We're small, but we have a great permanent collection, and we're constantly changing that and showcasing different artists. So every time you come here, we hope you see something new.
The Red Earth Museum grew out of a merge between the Red Earth Organization and the Center for the American Indian. The center ran the museum at the old Omniplex in Oklahoma City, but Red Earth had better name recognition. So the two combined in 1993 to become one entity with the goal of promoting Native American arts and culture. The museum moved to downtown Oklahoma City in 2010.
When we relocated downtown, we kind of were able to do a lot of things that we never did before, and so now we work with local artists in the state, a lot of Shine Arapaho artists, to provide them an outlet to sell their artwork in our museum gallery. We get a lot of people from both the East Coast and the West Coast, a lot of Boston and New York City and Philadelphia. We get a lot of people from foreign countries even. We get a lot of Europeans. We have Australians that come in here. We've even had people come from as far away as mainland China. But it amazes us because we were never that aware of the people from other places that are in Oklahoma City on a daily basis.
The Red Earth Gallery and the museum also houses the Dupree Cradleboard collection, one of the largest in the country. Harry Dupree, a longtime Oklahoma City civic leader and obstetrician, acquired over 40 cradleboards in his career and donated his collection to Red Earth in 1987. Things are happening on the outside of the museum as well. These construction materials will soon help transform the entire front of the building.
The exterior of our building is receiving a multi-million-dollar renovation. We're located in the Santa Fe parking garage. So we're the retail level on the ground floor next to everything downtown. And they're making our building beautiful. It was built in the 70s. It hasn't had a major facelift since then, so we're real excited about that.
The Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department has so many different ways for you to learn more about Indian country and the Red Earth Festival, like this handy brochure. Log on to our website, travelok.com, to order the Oklahoma Indian Country Guide and our brochure on the Red Earth Festival, held in June every year. Just click on Request Free Brochures.
Most travelers coming through our state eventually pass through Chickasaw country.
And if your trip takes you through Ardmore, we've got a great place for you to stop and eat.
Pizza's so good it tastes like grandmother used to make. We'll tell you where to get it.
Plus guns, 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 the place in the state every gun fan has to see at least once when Discover Oklahoma rolls on.
Great travel tips anytime, like Discover Oklahoma on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter.
A little old lady drove me onto a center island, and it was right across from where my insurance agent's office was. He just took over. I was impressed because within 3 days, I think, I got a phone call from an adjuster asking how things were going. And then I got an honest-to-gosh handwritten note from her. And she said, "Ms. Phelps, I hope that we're doing a good job for you. If you have any problems, please feel free to call. She left me, I think, 2 phone numbers on the card telling me where everybody could be reached, if she couldn't be reached, who I could call. It was really meaningful to me. I thought it was really, really nice. They have actually done more than I anticipated my insurance company would do. It was AAA standards. It was great. AAA, to me, means A+, A+, A+. And I don't think you can get any better than A+, A+, A+.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. You know, when you're out there traveling, especially when you're on the interstate, it's so easy to just pull off, get some gas, and eat at the first place you see.
That's true, but if you venture just a little further into a town like Ardmore, you'll find a real gem. Tina McGarry checks out the pie at 10 Star Pizza.
You can call Ryan Matlack an artist, not just creator of delicious pizza, but the architect behind a dream.
I would like to think that we're building a name for ourselves.
After living on the East Coast, this native Oklahoman headed back home to Ardmore and started building his dream piece by piece.
I taught school for 15 years, and I love teaching. It was my calling for sure. But I've always wanted to open a restaurant. And my wife told me, she said, you know, I don't want you to turn 50 someday and be sad that you didn't try the restaurant.
And with that, Ryan and his wife opened 10 Star Pizza Kitchen right on Main Street in Ardmore. Everything here is made from scratch. Pizzas are hand-assembled, then cooked in gas-fired, stone-lined ovens.
Our crust is very unique. I make the dough every night. Our sauce is unique. I make the sauce every morning.
And it's delicious. I recently took my family to try it out. Bite after bite, as you can see, we all loved it. But it's much more than just a pizza kitchen. The menu boasts delicious salads, soups, desserts, all made from scratch, and a family secret. Ryan's mom makes lasagna. Homemade, cheesy, meaty, the very lasagna Ryan grew up eating.
We've had comments that it was the best lasagna they've ever eaten.
And another favorite, sweet, decadent homemade pies. Key lime, chocolate, coconut, also made with love, crafted by Mom.
It's not all milk, it's not all water, it's just the right ingredients. And I use real butter. When you eat pie, you're eating really good pie.
I mean, there's something to be said when your mother makes it, you know? It's made by a mother, a grandmother. So there's some kind of magic in that. I don't know what it is, but it's there.
Ryan says his best seller is the Old Blue, a pizza named after his dad. It's loaded with meats, piled with veggies and cheese.
It's basically all the meats and all the vegetables, you know, green olives, black olives, green onions, mushrooms, fresh basil, tomatoes, and then Italian sausage, pork sausage, pepperoni, hamburger, chicken, bacon.
Satisfying customers and himself, Ryan says he's living his dream, serving tasty food in a fun, family-friendly atmosphere.
And there's something to be said about having lunch in a building that's over 100 years old. You know, just bringing downtown back, because this is where it all started.
We've made it very easy for you to find all kinds of good places to eat on your road trip. One of the things you need to do is order the free Discover Oklahoma Dining Guide. You can order it on our website, travelok.com. Just click on Request Free Brochures. Talking about trips worth the drive, there's a spot in the northeastern part of the state that needs to be on your bucket list.
We're on the road to Claremore and the largest private gun collection in the world, among other things, right here on Discover Oklahoma.
We had been hearing on the news to prepare that it was very likely for severe tornadoes to happen. My neighbor was standing 2 doors down, and we were able to go into his cellar and take shelter.
All the trees were gone, houses were gone. It was just terrible. Until you've been there, you just can't imagine what it's like to come home and not have a home.
They didn't know what to do, what the next step was, and that's our goal. We want to help them get to the next thing and help them feel better and not stressed, you know, during this process. They have enough going on, you know, they just lost everything, that we want them to feel better.
It has just gone so smooth. I don't even know how to express how easy it's been. I feel so blessed to have AAA as our insurance.
If I only had one thing to say about AAA, it would be that I never did feel like a client. I always felt like family.
This is a head-to-head challenge. We want to find out which vehicle you prefer.
Floyd. Okay. This is awesome. Woo!
Wow, a lot more pickup than the Honda. The Fusion does not feel like a four-cylinder. Is that because of the EcoBoost?
So with the Fusion, it just has a younger vibe to me. The winner is Ford Fusion, hands down.
Now get a Fusion with up to $2,000 cash back, or choose 0% for 60 months plus $500 cash. Visit your Oklahoma Ford dealer today, the best in Oklahoma.
Welcome back. AAA Oklahoma is a proud sponsor of this show, and we are so happy to have them as part of our Discover Oklahoma team. Here's a look at today's AAA.
Hi, Christy Gettle here with AAA Oklahoma. Since 1902, AAA has been the #1 name for roadside assistance. But did you know we're also considered a leader for auto, home, and life insurance? So what sets us apart from the competition? To start, AAA is rated A+ Superior by AM Best for financial stability and claims paying ability. And because we're fiscally strong, we provide our members and policyholders with extensive coverage savings. Just for being loyal, members can save up to 15% on auto insurance. Multi-policy discounts? We've got those too. Save 5% on auto and 30% on home when you insure both through AAA. Plus, with offices throughout the U.S. and representatives available 24/7, you know you're covered with AAA. To learn more about AAA auto, home, and life insurance, visit AAA.com.
AAA for the ones who matter most to you.
Oklahoma's history is twofold, really. Much of it is Native American, like what we find right here at the Red Earth Museum.
Part of it is the Old West, though, and a big part of the Old West is guns. And you can find an amazing collection at the Davis Arms and Historical Museum in Claremore. Our Jason Grubbs takes us there.
Every year, more than 30,000 people tour more than 40,000 square feet of history. This is the J.M. Davis Arms and Historical Museum in Claremore.
We have just under 14,000 weapons here in the museum, but we have 50,000 things on display.
This is the gun that started it all, a shotgun given to Mr. Davis by his father back in the 1890s. Next to it, the oldest firearm in the collection, a Chinese hand cannon, circa 1350.
There's no price tag on the collection. It's a priceless collection.
Executive Director Wayne McComb says Mr. Davis spent years collecting, displaying the guns and artifacts in his hotel. You'll see 6-shooters from the old Western days.
We have the Winchester 73s from the cowboy movies, and
guns, swords, and knives from Britain, Italy, and France, just to name a few.
Everywhere around the world.
Bonnie Parker, you know of Bonnie and Clyde? One of her guns is in here. So are 3 Colts, belonging to bank robber Pretty Boy Floyd. Jesse James, he's got a pistol in here too. Famous weapons from outlaws and lawmen.
We have weapons from the very first academy in the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. One of those members was from Claremore. We also have the weapon from the very first black highway patrolman, who was from Claremore in 1968.
There are thousands of weapons to look at and even more artifacts, like antique beer steins and music boxes.
And these are some very rare guitars, electric guitars, from the late 20s, early 30s.
You'll see original war and movie posters, horns and stuffed animals, saddles and spurs belonging to true Oklahoma cowboys.
The bigger the horn is, it's more of a working saddle.
Folks have been stopping in here since 1969 to see it all, including the final resting place of Mr. Davis, a man who said when he died, he wanted to be buried with his guns. In Claremore, I'm Jason Grubbs for Discover Oklahoma.
You can find information on many of the great museums in our state, along with so many other places to visit, by requesting our free travel guide. Get your copy by going to our website, travelok.com, and clicking on Request Free Brochures. A big thanks to the folks here at the Red Earth Museum in downtown Oklahoma City for hosting us this week.
And a reminder of the Red Earth Festival. It's one of the biggest Native American cultural events, and it happens right here in Oklahoma City in June.
Coming up next week on Discover Oklahoma, Dino goes after the big one. We're taking you paddle fishing.
And can't take the heat? Then don't camp in it. The answer to how you can camp in the AC, that's coming up next Saturday right here on Discover Oklahoma. So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma. Production vehicle provided by the Oklahoma Ford Dealers, official partner of the Oklahoma Tourism and Recreation Department.